Hello everyone, and welcome to my kitchen table. For this tutorial you will need one crochet hook, a pair of scissors, some string or yarn, two safety pins which are optional but I find very helpful, and something to measure with. Let's get started. The first thing we are going to start with is the crochet hook. You can't be a crochet hooker without a crochet hook. Crochet hooks come in many different sizes. This large one is an N15 10 millimeter. It makes larger stitches. Good for blankets, maybe sweaters, whatever you decide to use it for. Now this one is 3.5 millimeters. It makes a very tight stitch, very small holes. Is good for lace work, thin yarns. Again, whatever you decide to use it for. This is my favorite crochet hook ever. It is an H8 5 millimeter. As you can see, this one is well loved and has actually worn out. So it had to be replaced with this one. You can use any crochet hook you are comfortable with, but for this tutorial and for most projects, I will be using the H8. Okay, the first thing we need to start with is the knot. We have to attach the yarn to the hook. Now, many people use the slip knot. I hate the slip knot. So what I am going to do is just take my hook and knot the string around it. I find it easier for me, and I find that it doesn't come loose, which the slip knot has come loose on me before. I would pull a blanket or something out of the washing machine and it would be coming apart. We don't want that. Okay, now with the string, we are going to wrap it around our finger. We have this string right here where we are going to control the tension with these fingers. See there? This is how you want to hold it. Or it's how I hold it. Let's put it that way. Okay. What am I doing here? Sorry, I'm nervous. Now every project starts with a chain, which is a series of loops. Now to make a loop, you go around behind the yarn and pull it through. Now that right here is stitch 1. I'm going to take my safety pin and mark that stitch because I need every row to end here. Okay? Now if you like, you can wait till later to add your safety pin or don't use it at all. So we have one stitch, one chain. This is the CH that they say on the pattern. So that's one. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is your chain. All of your projects will start with this. Now, for this tutorial, we're going to do something easy. We're going to make a coaster. We're not going to make the world's fanciest coaster. We're not going to make something perfect. We are just getting our hands used to the stitching. I googled the average coaster and they say it is 4 inches long. So as you can see, we still need a few more chains to make 4 inches. So let's do that. Whoops. See, nobody's perfect. You want to go back to your chain, make sure that it's laying flat so that you don't get it twisted as you continue. That's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that is a chain of 20, which is actually 5 inches. But that's okay, because we're just making it to get our hands used to the stitching. Sorry about that. Okay, now we have our 20 stitches, or 20 chain is actually what they call it, chain 20, CH equal 20. We're going to crochet 1 extra, cross over, and go in to number 20. Grab the yarn from behind, pull it through, chain 20, loop your yarn over, and pull through. That's 1. Now you keep your eyes on the chain. Every single hole has to have a crochet in it. So loop over, go into the chain, grab the yarn from behind and pull it through. Go over and pull through. Over, into the chain, grab the yarn, pull it through, over and pull it through. Over, in, over, over. Oops, too tight. It's very important to keep your fingers relaxed. If you pull too tight, it's not going to work. You might have to give it a little wiggle if it's a little tight. If you need a little wiggle, give it a little wiggle. Okay. Over and in to the very next hole. Pull it through, go over, and pull. Go over into the very next hole. Grab your yarn from behind. Go over and pull. Now each one of these twists right here is a stitch. That's 1 crochet, 2 crochet, 3 crochet, 4 crochet, 5 crochet. And go over, go in, grab the yarn from behind, go over and pull through. And I'm pulling too tight, as you can see, which is why it doesn't want to go through. Dang it. Don't do that. Okay, let's try this again. Go over, go in, grab your yarn, pull that through, go over, and pull that through. Okay, now we're going to continue this all the way to the end. Oop, look there. Can you see that? My hook actually missed one strand of yarn, which is easy to fix. Just pull our hook out and stick it back through. Go over, go in, grab from behind, go over, and pull through. Go over, go in, grab the yarn from behind, pull it through, over, and pull that through. I'm sorry the camera is so shaky. I'm sitting at my table and Not only are my hands shaking, probably too much caffeine or something, but it is what it is. Go over, go in, Okay, we are at our very first chain that we started with. We have to make sure we get this little guy too. We can't forget about him. And there we have row 1. Now, to move to the next row, we are going to make a single chain. Turn your work over so that the back is to you. Now we're going to go over, and now if you look here at the top of your work, it looks like a chain, doesn't it? You have the 2 loops on either side of the stitch. What we want to do when we go into that first stitch is get through the hole so that both of the chain loops are on the hook. Then we go over, pull it through, go over, and pull it through with a little wiggle. Go over, go in the hole, grab the 2, pull through, go over, and pull through. Over, into the work, pull through, go over, and pull through. Go over, go into the next hole, grab from behind, go over, and pull through. And we're going to continue this way all the way to the end. Now, when you see this and you're looking at your work, the top of your row looks like the chain we started with. We don't want to use this side piece, which was just for the length. When the chain stops, when the braid stops, there, you're going to stop. So let's go to that end. I guess it helps if I'm in front of the camera. Sorry about that. Go over, go in, grab from behind, go over, and pull through. How is everybody doing? Let me know in the comments how you like it so far. Are you keeping your hands nice and relaxed? Nice and loose? Do you need to stretch your fingers? Let's give yourself a little stretch. And we're almost at the end of row 2. I've put my safety pin here to remind me not to use the single chain in my row. So we go over and go into the stitch, pull it through, and pull that through. Now if you need to catch up, please pause the video and catch up. Now here's our last Let me remove the pin. It's in my way now. You can see right here, this is our very last stitch, the very last post. This is not actually a twist, this is just the end. So we go over, go in right there, pull it through, go over, and pull that through. Now we're going to go up one. So we're going to make a chain of 1. We're going to turn our work over so that the back is now to us. We're going to go over the hook and into this very first focus camera very first stitch. I have both of the top loops over my hook. Grab the yarn, pull it through, and pull it through again. Place it over, go into the next hole, go over, pull it through, go over, push it through, grab the yarn from behind, go over, and pull it through. See there how it's nice and even? And we're going to continue this way, getting every single hole so that both loops are over the crochet hook on each one, and we're going to go all the way to the end. Now, if you look here at this very end, our very last twist is right here. This is not a stitch. This is not a crochet that we want to use. So we're going to stop there. Go over, go in, go over, and pull it through. And I will meet you at the end of row 3. Okay, here we are at the end of the row. If you need a little time to catch up, please pause the video and rejoin us when you are ready. For now, we're going to go over and go in, grab the yarn from behind, go over, pull it through, and we go into our very last stitch for this row. Get the pin out of the way. I really should be using a smaller pin. That's what I normally do, but I thought that would look better on camera. So, let me see. Yeah, see, if you turn this, you can see the very last stitch, the 2 loops on top. We go in there. Come here, you. There we go. That one was a little stubborn. And I forgot to loop over. Let's try that again. Loop over. Go into the very last stitch. Pull the yarn through. Go over. And pull through. Now we're going up to the next row. So we're going to make a single chain, which you go over and pull through. We're going to turn our work around so that the back is now towards us. Going to go over the needle or crochet hook, go in to the very first stitch, make sure both of your top chain there is across your needle. Pull the yarn through from behind, go over, pull it through again, go over, go into the very next hole. Make sure you've got both loops across your needle. Pull it through from behind, loop over, and pull through. Okay, now you see the next one? Go over, go in, pull from behind, go over, and pull through. Okay, this is the start of row 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me know in the comments how you're doing, if it's all right for me to meet you at the end of the rows, or if you want a really long video of just watching me work, which I don't think most of you want. So I'll see you at the end of the row. Here we are at the end of our row. By now your hands should be feeling a little more comfortable with the crochet hook and the yarn. You probably don't need me to tell you exactly what you're doing by now. And we are starting row 5. Okay, now row 5 brings us to 2 inches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be back at row 10. See you soon. Here we are at the end of row 10. And that gives us 4 inches. We started with 5, so let's go ahead and add that extra inch, and I'll meet you, well, no, let me help you get on going with 11. Chain 1 at the end of row 10, turn your work, go into the first hole, this is row 11, and I will meet you at the end of row 12. How are you doing so far? It's not as hard as you thought, is it? Let me tell you, learning to crochet is a lot easier than learning how to edit and create your very first tutorial video. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for this first lesson, and I'll meet you at the end of row 12. Here we are with our square. Now, depending on how tight or loose you have pulled your yarn, you may want to add another row, but I'm pretty happy with how mine is flattened out here, and I think I'm going to call it finished. I'll knock this off and use this for a coaster Or I can protect my table from a hot bowl. Or I can just make my candy bowl look cute. See there? I want to thank everyone. Congratulations, you did an excellent job. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and click the bell so you will be notified of our next lesson. Thank you.